You're stuck with a tenant who's out 200 grand to start with.
Hello?
Tony,
Who's this?
my name is Danny D'Angelo. I'm calling on some commercial space. I would like to discuss lease terms with you. I'm interested in becoming a tenant.
Oh, okay. What kind of a business do you have?
I am in the coin laundry business.
There's already one there.
Yes, there is, sir, and that's exactly why I'm calling. A little bit of an
Well,
outside the box conversation, perhaps, but I'm sure you'll smell what I'm cooking here pretty quick. You're the landlord, you own the building, if I'm right.
that's correct.
You don't run the laundromat, you don't operate the laundromat.
That's correct also.
Okay, good. And thank you for that. I'm not calling you out of the blue. I've walked through this store several times. My thing is coin laundries. I've been doing this for almost 20 years. My partner and I are looking to build more stores. The way we do it, we scout the existing laundries, we look for room for improvement, older equipment, poor procedures. Sometimes the air conditioning isn't set up, it doesn't work. Just kind of a scary laundromat. This is not that. It's not the worst
Right.
laundry I've seen. It's far from it. I want to be crystal clear. But like
Right.
any business, Tony, when they start to fall apart, when they become horrible, they either retool and put new equipment in or they give up. And I'm
Right.
looking for the stores that have essentially given up. They're still there. They're still hanging on by a thread. You know what I'm talking about. And
Yeah.
when I make this conversation happen, Tony might say, Danny, yeah, it's time. It's sad. We've known them for 20 years. They're month to month. They're on us. They're slow paying. They're no paying. Again, not asking for your rent rolls. I'm talking about how I do this and why I do it this way. We come to lease terms, you and I. I'm not a big company. I don't, there's no nationwide laundromats. It doesn't work that way. It's a cash business when it works best. I could go on and on. We sign that lease. My partner and I are your guarantors. Put new equipment in, spend the money on washers and dryers, proper procedures. We have barbecues on the weekend in the summer. We have coat drives in the winter. We run really good stores. And that being said, call this an introduction today. I want Tony to keep my number to know who I am, what we do, that we're interested. Hell, maybe you and the family buys another complex in 6 months and there's an old laundry there. Maybe that old laundromat operator's had enough and they say, you know what? Anytime you can get rid of this place, I'd happily do it. A lot of times what they do, Tony, they try to sell them. They put them on the market. They end
Right.
up, it's
Right.
$300,000. Why is that always the price? I don't know, because that's usually what they paid. And 20
Yeah.
years later, they think I deserve what I paid, even though I've made $1 million in cash over the last 20 years. Let me bang it out for another 300K. Anyway, my business is silly. Look, let me guess. You don't go to laundromats. You got to wash your dryer at home.
No,
I'm the same way.
exactly.
So it leads to people running these operations that don't really know much about not only business, but they don't know about laundromats. I'm a little bit different. I love to take the time and introduce myself to somebody like you. I didn't want to leave this stone unturned because we're looking in the area. This is not a bad store at all. I'd be surprised if they were not paying the rent, but that's your business. I want you to know, hell, if and when they vacate, save my number. It'll save you the hassle of listing the place. And then we spend probably 500 grand on washers and dryers, paint the place white, change the sign, light up the parking lot, do well. That's the whole spiel.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense. Like I say, I mean, I watched some of the new laundromats that have opened up in different areas when I'm driving around, and they look completely different. They look
Yeah.
more, like I want to walk in there and wash my clothes there rather than this dingy place with old equipment.
There you go. That's basically it.
So I understand where you're coming from.
Thanks. It's easy to put it in that nutshell, and that's really what this business is. You go to a steakhouse, what's the first thing you want? Well, there's food, service, atmosphere. Those are the three things. I don't care if it's a taco stand or a $300 a plate steakhouse. That's all there is food, service, and atmosphere. Well, the number one thing is food. That's what you're there for. You leave the house to eat. So the other stuff is ancillary. We've all sent our friends to really good, I don't know, pizza joints. You say, hey, don't go in the bathroom, but the pie is amazing. And at the end of the day, laundromats are predominantly equipment. The other things, the ancillary stuff, you know, the hours of operation, we've figured that out. How to do security properly, we know that. If we can keep one consumer in the store happy, the knuckleheads stay out. So anyway, I'm not here to call up out of the blue and say, hey, Tony, what's your long-term lease look like in this spot? I assume it's good. If not, and when that changes, give me a ring and we'll try to beat you up on the rent.
Okay. It sounds fair enough to me. I mean, you know, they're paying their rent, so that's all I can tell you for right now. And
I appreciate that.
You know, and I would imagine that those guys, if you know, they'll probably, like you said, you know, I've been in both businesses. I own real estate, and I've also sold businesses for a living, so I know what that's about too. I'm sure they'll try to sell it.
The dreaded broker. Look at you. I need a
yes. I was a broker for many, many years.
I need a yogurt shop and a nail salon. Can you help me out? Hey, Tony.
No.
I appreciate you. And that's what they do. You know, they'll put it on the market, and God bless them.
They'll put it on the market.
If they sell it, you have to vet that new possible operator and say, look, what's your experience? You just, number one, here's the funny thing. If they spent $200,000 because they thought they got a $100,000 deal from the original price, you're stuck with a tenant who's out $200,000 to start with. You know that. You get it.
Yeah.
For me, it's a zero-sum game because I'm going to spend more than that, but I'm going to spend it on me. I'm going to spend it on my future. I'm going to spend it on my equipment. God bless. Look, I appreciate you, man. Let me know if anything changes, and keep my number.
I will.
Thanks, Tony.
I will.
Cheers.
Thanks. Bye.
So that's me doing the job that I do, and I'm looking at the photographs of the store, and it's not a bad laundromat. It's not horrible. It's easier for me to press the nerve and say, man, Tony, this place is an utter friggin' wreck. You know, what are we going to do? And then that's a simple conversation. But in this case, I have this rep for screaming, yelling, putting people down, all this stuff. The minute that they turn, all I have are words. All I have is the conversation. The minute they want to turn the conversation, they want to start playing that game, I have to be the guy that says, look, I'm not going to let you walk all over me because you feel that you're empowered because you're a landlord. You're the lord of the land. No, not going to happen. You get that. If you're new to the channel because you see me doing shorts on YouTube that get tons of attention, that's great. That's wonderful, right? I'm not a YouTuber. I had a string of coin laundromats that were extremely successful. And when I exited the business, when I sold all of my stores, my whole empire, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I'm going to teach and train and mentor people how to do what I did. Then I was drugged, kicking and screaming into doing this, calling landlords. I didn't know how it would work. When you look back on Amazon, everybody knows Jeff Bezos started in the garage, just like AC/DC. Everybody starts in the garage. I built an empire. It's not a set. It's my office. And I didn't want to exit that empire. I didn't set out to say, I'm going to be a guru. I hate that word. I'm going to be an expert. You don't hear me say that. I set out to train and mentor people so they don't get crushed by an industry they know nothing about. I'm glad you found this video. I'm glad you're enjoying the long form stuff. I've got 400 YouTube videos. If you pour over all of them, you're probably going to learn everything I teach. Save the stuff I keep a secret, right? None of it's a secret. But if you want to cut to the chase and get the good information right this minute, hit the link. Grab the course. Of course, I have a course. Ask yourself right now, how much is it? Then click on it and be pleasantly surprised. Because I'll tell you right now, it's not enough. In the almost 20 years I've been doing this, I've never changed the price. And it's always been guaranteed. Guaranteed, did you click off yet? Guaranteed that you'll open a laundromat? Hell no. I don't know you. Guaranteed that when you see it, you will know how to put one foot in front of the other. I'm fielding emails every day from folks that are doing this without my personal help, without me calling the landlords. You can. Should you? It's up to you. I'm here to help. I'm Danny. Glad you found me.
I'm pretty sure this hot water heater's got a few more good years left in it.